Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Ramayana49. As you may remember, Ramba was sent to try and tempt Kaushika away from his concentration. While he was absorbed in his meditation, Kaushika was disturbed by the music of the nightingale. He smelled the scent of the flowers which bloom only during the season of Vasanta. He opened his eyes and they lighted on a very beautiful woman standing before him. He knew that it was the work of Indra, or else how could Vasanta come long before it was due? And again, how could a woman find her way into the heart of the terrible forest unless she had been brought there? His anger came up once more and he cursed Ramba. "You have agreed to try to tempt me by your wiles and by your wanton ways, and rob me of my tapas. You will be turned to stone and stay on the earth for 1,000 years. The moment he said it, he repented his action and said, "Yes, Brahma is right. I am not a Jitendriya. I'm not able to subdue my anger. So long as the senses are unconquered, the Atman will not attain tranquility. Hereafter, I will never be angry, and I will not speak a word. I will drain myself of all feelings and perform tapas once again. Then and only then will I attain the fruits of my tapas." 27. Vishvamitra, the Brahmarshi. Kaushika abandoned the north and walked toward the east, and there again he performed tapas. For 1,000 years he was silent, and the world and the heavens were all being burnt up by the fire of his penance. He had become thin as a twig, and he had surmounted several obstacles placed in the way of his achievement. He banished anger from his mind completely. One day he broke his fast and cooked some rice for himself. Just as he was about to eat it, Indra, taking the form of a Brahmin, came to him and begged him for food. Kaushika spoke not a word, but gave the entire food to the Brahmin and went back to his meditation without eating. His tapas became more and more fierce. Even the air which he was breathing, he controlled so that he could stay without breathing for a long time. Smoke began to emanate from his head, and the world was suffering because of his penance. And the Devas and others went to Brahma and said, "Kaushika now glows with the greatness of his tapas. If you do not grant him what he has been wanting all these years, his tapas is sure to destroy all the three worlds. His glory is so great that even the sun and fire have lost their luster. The seas are lashing their waves in torment, and the mountains are spitting fire. The earth is trembling, and there is storm everywhere. Kaushika is like the great fire at the end of the Yuga, and it is up to you to save the universe from him." Brahma hurried to the presence of Kaushika and said, "We welcome you, Brahmarshi. We have been pleased with the tapas you have performed. With your efforts, you have achieved the status of Brahmarshi. You will live very long. May you prosper." A thin flash of pleasure lit up the face of Kaushika. He prostrated before Brahma and said, "If what you have granted me is really true, if I am a Brahmarshi, if I am long-lived by your grace, let the Vedas accept me as Brahmarshi. I have but one desire. Vasishta, your son, should recognize me as such." They brought Vasishta to the presence of the great Kaushika, and he smiled with affection at Kaushika and said, "You are a great man, a Brahmarshi. There is no doubt about it." Kaushika honored Vasishta, and he was free to go as he pleased. The thought that he had achieved the seemingly impossible made him happy, but he was not proud nor conceited. He was ever bent on doing good to others, and he was called Vishvamitra, the friend of the universe. Sananda said, "This great Vishvamitra is the very personification of tapas. Sad Guru Nanak Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.